Hey guys, so a little while back we did our Massey episode and we talked about our LEDs and the Hanley technology that we use. And David and Marvin agreed to stay a little bit after that episode, so we're shooting a little bit more about the actual Hanley products themselves. We've been a steady Hanley customer now for about 10 years. And just like we're a 3M certified shop, we use 3M vinyl. That's what we offer. We do Akzo Nobel paint. When we find a vendor, we stick with that vendor and develop a better relationship with that vendor over the years. So I would talk to you guys about the different products real quick and just kind of run over the technology, the advances that you guys are making, and you know how Hanley works.
Yeah, absolutely. The design we did for Massey, if you've used our Energy 4 modules before, we've actually changed them slightly in the past few months, and these are going to be the permanent going forward. But it's going to be an IP68 rating. Also, it's going to be a little bit narrower. Basically, it just gives you a little bit more control, flexibility. Putting it up on a sign, it looks a little bit better, a little cleaner. But I know you guys typically use the PE2s.
Yeah, so the PE2s that we use here, we do these in all of our channel letters that are 3 feet or under, something like that, like the smaller sets of channel letters. These work really great. And then we move to the P3s when we're doing large channel letters, like, anything over 3 feet or anything maybe 8 inches deep, something a little bit deeper than our standard 5-inch depth on the channel letters. This gives it a little bit more punch. And then you got these crazy minis in here that are just one little bulbs. They got a little bit of good extension on them too. They're far away. We use these for our trimless letters that are, 4 inches tall, 7 inches tall, our very little ones, right? So this is very cool. And then check out this thing here. This might be our favorite LED module of all time. Yeah. We burn through these things. So these are one big giant module. Now the one we used in Massey was the big brother of this one. Yep. So it's like double the size of this, yep. Right? But for our intents and purposes on a daily basis, we use these Stellar Edge Minis yep. constantly for perimeter lighting, yep. Right? One of the coolest stories is ABC Fine Wine and Spirits is our largest client. We do all their locations in Florida. They're only in Florida. They have, I think, 134 locations. And each one of those locations gets 400 feet of perimeter lighting around the outside of the building. So it downwashes yep. the building, lights it all up at nighttime. Yep. They were using a vendor out of Texas, and it wasn't a custom built product, so they came to us and said, hey, we need to order an 18.5-foot section. So what we do is we take aluminum 4.5 by 4.5 LED raceway, paint it white on the inside, yep. paint it brown, the color of the building on the outside, turn it upside down, and mount these modules in that, which creates the downlighting, right, in any size that we want. Let me tell you what, we put these things in there, and the client called us up after we put our first setup, and this is 6 years ago, and they said, Dale, it looks like the light is punching through the concrete. And we're talking a 20-foot tall building. Yeah. Yep. Like if we lit this thing up right now, it would light our ceiling up. Yep. Really super powerful, great technology. It beams this way more so than this way, so yep. when you put it in your perimeter lighting,
it's like a wall washer effect.
Yeah. And the coolest thing is we know every single ABC location is using yep. this one LED. That's all it is. And the same thing with our channel air sets. We do Amazon facilities around the yep. United States. We know that this power supply was a Hanley and these LEDs yep. are there. So if there is any trouble down the line, we don't have to send somebody out to survey to see what LEDs were in that sign.
Exactly. In GrimCo with Hanley, we're able to spec in different products. So if you have doing the same sign over and over and over again, we can kind of come up with the same layout, the same product, so you can have consistency across every single location.
Right, so you guys are helping the sign companies. So all you younger sign companies who've just been in business for a few years and are looking for some solutions like that, we've tested all this stuff over the years, and it's almost like the product is a great thing, but to have the people behind it that are in your corner, that are, you guys have been helping us out for years. We could call you guys up, you guys always answer, and answer any questions for us. And the same thing with Hanley on the website, HanleyLEDsolutions.com. And you go in there and you've got the layout tools, you've got all the different products there and stuff. So you sign companies that are looking for a solution like that can't necessarily have the bandwidth to actually do those layouts, and you guys step in and help with that sign company because you got the team behind the actual product itself.
Exactly, and with our HanleyLEDsolutions.com and our layout tool that is free to use for all of our Hanley customers, you can go in there and create your own layout, which we get a ton of feedback on. That people love that because it's at your fingertips. We can do the layouts for you. We have a 24-hour turnaround on those layouts. But if you've got access to a computer, you've got access to creating your own layouts, and it's a software that we have for our customers. It's completely free, and we get a ton of feedback that it's a great tool for sign shops that don't have their own LED.
So we've been in the business a long time, like almost 40 years now, right? We don't use it for every single job, any smaller channel sets, but a job like this massive project or any larger products, or if you need that guidance, it's perfect because we don't want to use the wrong product. We don't want to overload or underload our drivers. So to have you guys tell us, and it's a cool little layout. It comes got a little drawing on there, and it tells you, hey, 294 modules and these power supplies you're going to need, which is.
And one other thing I'd like to mention about Hanley is we produce Hanley, and GrimCo produces Hanley in our factories.
We manufacture them,
so we have all the consistency. We can go to our engineers and be like, hey, we want this, this, to solve all these problems you guys have and come out with the best solution. And 100%. We're selling it directly to you.
Yeah, and the great thing is, too, about GrimCo, so they're always looking for newer and better and, always advancing, right? So you guys are proactively taking that feedback you're getting from sign companies around the world and incorporating that into your LED technology because you know what people want. Matter of fact, look at this funky little thing here. This is something brand new. I've never seen this before.
This is called our Hellbenders. It's a 12 volt. It comes in 5 1-meter strips when you buy it. But as you can see, it's extremely flexible. Comes with tape on the back so you can just peel it off. So you can kind of cut in these little increments here, but extremely flexible. It can kind of go around anything really. Really shallow channel letters. You just wire it with a 12 volt power supply. So it's extremely easy to use for any kind of shallow and you need it to be bendable. I mean, this is kind of unique.
It is. I've never seen anything like this. And you're saying these cut marks here. You're saying every 3 modules you can cut?
Exactly.
So that's pretty tight. Right
and
there.
you don't lose any of the brightness too. Exactly. I think that's the most important. You don't lose any brightness. You'll see when we crank these up. They're pretty bright. They're very bright.
Plug those things in. Let's take a look at them.
There we go. Wow. And you might be wondering if you can stick more of these together. You can solder 2 or 3 or 4 up to a certain length together, so you can kind of get longer runs if you need it. But it kind of, like I said, comes in 5 1-meter strips.
And in any place where you hit this here, you can solder it.
Exactly.
This way, whatever you need to do.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, super cool. And then when did you guys come out with this?
This has actually been with maybe the last 6 months to a year, but it's, like I said, it's one of those products that we're kind of listening to our customers and trying to find solutions for problems in the industry, and this is just the next thing that we found.
Great stuff, man. Pretty cool.
Along those same lines, we were receiving a lot of feedback that, people were really needing a small but powerful power supply. This is just as efficient as a normal run-of-the-mill 60-watt power supply.
So these are 60 watt?
This is 60 watt. Okay. You can get them in 12 volt or 24 volt.
Nice.
And they're meant to, fit into really tight spaces. Small channel letters, and people love them.
Yeah, we use them on our smaller ones too. Matter of fact, our San Antonio Spurs in their theater room, we're doing a set of reverse letters that are 30 inches tall, really beautiful, gloss black, great signs. And each of the letters has one of those 60 watt power supplies in there to power the LEDs in that. And then we just have our primary going into that letter. But we use these guys all the time. They're really, really great.
Yeah, you don't have to, mount them outside of the sign. You can mount them right inside because they are so small and they fit in a lot of the smaller signs.
Yep, definitely.
And that's the kind of feedback that, we really pride ourselves in. We love being a partner with our clients. We know you have a lot of options, but, sign shops like you, we learn a lot from you. Your feedback is always amazing. You're always telling us, the pain points, that you're going through. We work together to find, better solutions.
That's what makes it a great customer relationship, vendor relationship. Perfectly. Love it. All right, all you guys out there, sign shops that haven't tried it, Hanley LEDs, or maybe not even GrimCo, you got to check these guys out. If you're looking for a partner in your industry, somebody that's going to give you the best selections and the best options and the best advice, you got to check these guys out. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you. That's great, man. Thank you for all your time. Thank you guys for watching the Media One Wrap This YouTube channel. We'll catch you next week.